The Haunting of Ravenwood Asylum. In the small town of Oakridge, there stood an abandoned asylum known as Ravenwood. Once a place of darkness and despair, it was said that the spirits of tortured souls still lingered within its decaying walls. The townspeople whispered tales of horror about the asylum, warning others to stay away at all costs. Sarah, a curious young photographer, had always been drawn to the macabre. When she heard the legends surrounding Ravenwood Asylum, she knew she had to capture its eerie beauty through her camera lens. Ignoring the warnings, she set out one moonlit night, determined to explore the asylum and uncover its secrets. As Sarah approached the looming building, she felt a chill run down her spine. The air was thick, with the stench of decay and the sound of creaking doors echoed through the night. Undeterred, she pushed open the rusty gates and made her way inside. The asylum was a maze of crumbling hallways and shattered windows, each step echoing in the silence. Sarah's camera flashed, capturing the peeling paint and the broken furniture that littered the homes. But as she ventured deeper into the asylum, she began to feel a sense of unease creeping over her. Whispers seemed to fill the air, faint and indistinct at first, but growing louder with each passing moment. Sarah's heart raced as she realized she was not alone in Ravenwood Asylum. Shadows danced in the corner of her vision, and icy fingers trailed down her spine. Panic set in as Sarah tried to find her way out of the asylum, but the hallways always seemed to dance and turn, leading her in circles. It was then that she heard it, a haunting melody that sent shivers down her spine. Following the sound, she came upon a room bathed in eerie light. In the center of the room stood a figure cloaked in darkness, its face obscured by a tangle of hair. The melody grew louder, filling the room with a sense of impending doom. Sarah's hands trembled as she raised the camera, desperate to capture the image before her. But as the flash went off, the figure let out a blood-curdling scream, its form twisting and contorting before fading away into the shadows. Sarah stumbled back, her heart pounding in terror. She realized she had unleashed something malevolent within Ravenwood Asylum. With a newfound urgency, Sarah raced through the crumbling hallways, the whispers growing louder and more insistent. The walls seemed to close in around her, trapping her in a nightmare of her own making. Just as she thought she would never escape, a dim light appeared in the distance. Hope surged within her as Sarah ran towards the light, bursting out of the asylum and into the cool night air. She collapsed on the ground, gasping for breath, as she looked back at Ravenwood Asylum, the darkness within calling out to her. From that day on, Sarah was never the same. Haunting melody and whispered voices followed her wherever she went, constant reminder of the horrors she had unleashed. And as the townspeople whispered about the photographer who had dared to enter Ravenwood Asylum, they knew that some legends were best left laid to rest.